Hello traders, Forex market situation update. We're back for the last day on our weekly calendar, Friday, just before the market goes off to sleep. We got kind of an emergency update on the pound versus the Canadian. As you know, an existing bearish position that we were holding up until literally a few hours ago. Price, which was still it was yesterday, where price at the last part of the day basically broke above 72.80, which we used for protection and stopped us out. Now, don't get me wrong, the position was a big success. We've managed to take quite a lot of profit on the way down. We got in way before. And even being stopped out here, it was on the last trade where we already pushed the stop loss level all the way to the break-even point. So we didn't even take a loss on that stopped out situation here. But right now we have to take action because something quite important starting to reveal itself, which is there seems to be a lowercase type of trading range that begins to evolve, right? Take a look. We got the 1, 2. The second is quite I mean, it's quite stunning to see the way it's just spiking. That 71.86 right there, and then at the very same day taking off and crossing above 72.80. That's the story here. Right, that's the story. So here's what we think is about to happen. Prices will push forward. It will take that. It will continue to push all the way to 73.85. That's where the next resistance is. Now this could be just just a temporary halt, so to speak, where price is going to continue later on and take the previous high. But I don't suspect it will go beyond 74, 79. That's pretty much the pattern we might be seeing. Alright, so price will maybe take the previous high, but not go beyond that level here, 74, 79. And then what we would like to do is just take a bit of a quick, buy trade to 73.85, right? Just take that 60 pip, 65 pip here that we got all the way there, and then step aside, wait for price to actually come, take the previous high, start to turn around, and then hit it, right? Drop the hammer, so to speak, right on the nail, and take it all the way back to 72.80, and basically try to surf these waves. But we know that from the long-term perspective, it's a bearish situation. It's a downside trend, right? We just now happen to be in what you would call a technical correction, right? Not all technical corrections are straight up. Sometimes they just trading sideways in this fashion. That's how it's going to look like, right? I mean, that's how it looks like when you drill into the daily chart, right? I just magnified it a little bit just to but basically right after that, price continues to the same direction it came from, right? That's the nature of a trend. So we're going to keep an eye on still being in that bearish conviction as far as the long-term perspective goes. But we also now contradicting ourselves, so to speak, by being bullish on the short-term perspective, right? Does that make sense? Well, I hope it does. But if it's not, just follow us. You'll see exactly how we're going to tackle this. We're going to try to surf the small waves, right, until the big one comes along. Then we're going to jump and try to catch the big one on its way down, right? That's the game plan. We think the pound Canadian could go to 71.22 and even beyond, all the way to 170, right? That's the potential for this downside trend. that's been dominating price action ever since roughly late part of February. So we'll see how that goes. But this is the big news, I guess. Flipping over, right? Flipping over on the pound Canadian, at least for the short term, and with plans to come back to the, come back to the original move in the longer term. All right, that's about that pound Canadian. It's quite interesting, no doubt. We'll be back with the next one. We're going to talk about the silver, so stay tuned.